Are you someone who is trained in medical billing and coding in the past, or maybe you worked in medical billing and coding in the past and it's been a while now? You've been doing something else, family or life got into the way, and now you're thinking, I kind of want to get back into it, but you don't know where to start. Well, if so, I have some solutions for you, so definitely stick around for the rest of this video. Hey everyone, I'm Victoria. I'm a medical coder, auditor, educator, national speaker, and content creator. And on my channel, I provide tips, tricks, and tutorials to help you be successful in a medical coding career. So this has been something that's come up in my inbox quite a lot. I have a lot of people who maybe did some work in the billing office in the past or were certified in medical coding but let their coding certification lapse, and life just got in the way for a while, and now they're looking to get back into it and they're just not quite sure what to do. So if that sounds like you, or if maybe you're someone in the healthcare industry that's looking to make a switch to medical billing and coding, I've got some great options and definitely some budget-friendly things that can help you out. One of the first things we want to think about, though, is our coding credentials. Most employers are looking for coders to have some kind of coding certification. In provider-based services, that's mostly going to be the CPC. If you're looking to work for facility or hospital billing, that would likely be the CCS through a HEMA. I'm going to speak a lot to the CPC because that is the most popular coding credential, and if you're not sure which one to get, it's a good one to kind of default to because it is the most popular and most sort of widely demanded. So if you have a credential and you've maintained it but not utilized it in a while, you're one step ahead because you won't need to sit for your examination again. If you have lost your credential because you let your membership lapse or didn't submit your CEUs, you will have to sit for the certification exam again and pass it in order to get your medical coding credential reinstated. Another thing we have to think about is assessing what is your current knowledge base. Where are you standing right now and where do you need to get to? And keep in mind, this is not just about necessarily can you still code, but what have you retained about medical terminology, about anatomy and physiology, about insurances, the difference between maybe our Medicaid products and our commercial products, what is a Medicare Advantage plan, what is Medicare Part D, have you retained some of that information as well? Another thing we have to assess is how long has it been, because a few years ago we made the transition from ICD-9 to ICD-10. And if you were trained in ICD-9, you can't just start coding in ICD-10 because it is quite different from ICD-9. So you're going to need entirely new training on the diagnosis coding set. But of course, yes, we will also need to assess your coding knowledge. So can you still code for E&M or surgeries, diagnosis coding? And there has to be a way to assess that sort of knowledge. So how do we do that? So how do we kind of assess where your knowledge base is currently? There's a couple of things you could do. You could get like a coding workbook, like the step-by-step coding workbook. I'll link it below, and see how you're doing there. If you're doing okay, maybe you can sit for your credential again, or if you have your credential, maybe you're kind of just looking at things you need to brush up on and study and concentrate on maybe on certain areas. If you feel like maybe you just need a refresher, you're like, oh, I just need someone to kind of jog my memory on a few things, you might want to check out, I have a medical coding CPC review class. It's about 8 hours long. It does have CEUs, and there is a practice exam. So if you do that, you can kind of assess that base knowledge. It's pretty cheap to purchase. And in that case, if you decide that you do need more in-depth training, at least that will give you that assessment of what you need to do. Like it will show you, okay, yes, I definitely need more training now. Or if you just need that memory jog, that would be a perfect scenario for you. If you need something though that's more than a refresher, you might want to start looking into some of those medical coding boot camps where they just kind of try to cram everything in over a weekend. I think those are good for the people that maybe just need a intense refresher after they've been out for a while, or maybe have been working in the industry for a while and just want to pass that certification exam. I would not recommend those quick, easy fix boot camps though for people who are brand new to the industry. There's even some programs out there, like I know CCO.us has a Blitz program where it's kind of in between a review class and a full prep course, and it's kind of in between there, and that might be a good option for people who just need something that's a little bit kind of in between there, that they don't want to go through a full 6-month, 9-month training, but they need something more than just a refresher. Another brilliant option though would be if you are very motivated, you could self-study. And I actually have a video, I'll link it up here, that little I button, and it will give you the video that I have on medical coding self-study tools. And it will tell you all of the books and tools that you need in order to self-study. And that would be a great way that you could just kind of pace yourself as you need and get that training and then pass your certification exam so that you can get back into medical coding. Now, if you think, I probably want to go the safe route and get full-on training in medical coding and I'm going to start all over again so that I know that I've really mastered this when I get back into the field, go to things like your community colleges, see if they have an educational program, go to your tech school, see if they have something, check with your employer. I know sometimes certain employers have relationships with certain colleges and universities and institutions that you might be able to go for training through those places for a discounted fee or for possibly even free through your employer. And like I've mentioned in the past, I have a relationship with onlinedegree.com. So if you go to this link right here, they will help you find out what course is the best for you. They will find you an accredited, a legitimate program through like a university or a college or some sort of school that you can get a discount actually through my link. And you will also see what kind of programs they have, like if they'll ship their books to you, how much money you want to spend. So they have a quiz that custom is fit to my viewers so that they will ask you the same questions essentially that I would have asked you to find a good program that'll fit you and your lifestyle. So those are the key things I would focus on. If you have lost your credential, focus on getting that medical coding credential back. Then assess, where do you need to focus on? Do you just need some brush up on med term? Or has it been so long that you were trained on I-9 and now you need to get trained on I-10 and need to retrain on I-10? And then when you figure it out, like here's where I am, here's where I need to get, we can determine how wide that gap is and what kind of education you need in order to get from place A to place B. So if you just need a refresher, you can go and buy my course for $19.99, or you could see if maybe one of the local chapters of the AAPC near you is having some kind of CPC review class that you can attend that's comparable. If you need something a little bit more than that, maybe look into some of those boot camps or blitz programs where they can kind of condense everything and provide something that's not a full expansive course, but is a little bit more than a refresher. You could also self-study. Again, I'll also put it in the description, the video that I made on self-study options. I like the step-by-step medical coding books. And don't forget, you're gonna have to buy new coding books. In order to sit for your credential exams or to restudy, you need to invest in brand new medical coding books, your ICD-10, your CPT, and your HCPCS. If you need to start all over again, then start thinking about, hey, maybe you need to go back to school. You could get a just certificate program. Sometimes they're 6 months or 9 months, or you can just go back and get your associate's degree. They have a lot of associate's degree programs now just for medical billing and coding. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, it would really support me and my channel if you give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. And if you want to get alerts, make sure you hit that notification bell because it'll send an alert to your phone every time I post a new episode. And if you'd like to further support the channel, you can actually join our channel membership. What that does is it unlocks custom emojis for you. You get access to community-only posts. It's as cheap as $1.99 a month. And the best part is that sometimes I even include some free CEU courses. And if you have any additional thoughts or resources on getting back into medical coding after you've taken a break, leave them in the comments below. I will see you guys in the next episode. And until then, just keep on coding on.